Welcome to Being Friends with Jess and Tony-Ann, an inside look at our friendship, millennial things, sports, and pop culture. Come laugh with us, or maybe at us, and let's be friends.
Hola.
Hello.
Hello,
Guys, it's
everyone.
early. I won't be yawning. I won't be falling asleep this episode because it is 6:30 p.m.
I know. and you're still like fresh out of work too, so like your hair is like nice, like
This blowout, don't be confused. This blowout is from Saturday and it's still going strong.
oh damn.
And the rain didn't ruin it.
Yeah. The rain finally.
Yes,
That's
this will
good.
probably be the last day for it, but I decided to get a blowout because Saturday was my mom's birthday, so my mom and my nanny were
Yay.
getting their hair done, and then my aunts had gift cards for facials, so they went and got facials at the hair place. So then I was like, you know what? I'll surprise my mom. I'll show up at the hair place and I'll go get a blowout because I never do that. And I also ran out of my shampoo, so I had to go to the hair place. Like instead of my mom picking it up, I was like, oh, I could just go there, get it, and they'll give my hair a good wash since it hasn't had one in 2 weeks while I've been out of the shampoo and like just substituting whatever Alex using.
Right.
So I got a good wash and we're feeling good.
Good. Really does make a great difference.
Oh, a huge difference. Like I wish I was one of those people that can just like go once a month for a blowout. But like I'm having a second child. We need to be frugal here.
I didn't blow out my hair today. This is al natural and it's quite poofy, but
It doesn't look poofy. I think it looks fine.
Really? Yeah, this is
Yeah.
what it looks like when I don't blow dry it or anything.
I feel like
so-
it always like feels bigger than it is. Like to
I guess
you.
it's just it's a little more like staticky. I guess it would be a little more smoother if I blew it out, but
right.
I just was going natural,
Good for you.
But that's it. So this is who we are. We're back.
Literally who we are. What's in your China? Since mine's like always boring now.
I have some Jack Daniels and some Arnold Palmer in my little flexible Mets glass.
Really like that flexible glass.
It's really great.
Yeah, but I would be like probably squeezing it so much that like
I put a lot of Jack Daniels in there.
It's a strong first drink.
Whoopsies.
Well, I have iced tea, and my husband picked out actual China. So let's pretend it's a summer cider because the color could be. Yeah, it's a little New Jersey cup. I think I've had this one before, but
that's cute.
Yes, I got these when I worked at Prudential. Ironbound was like the first like craft brewer that we like put on tap because it was obviously from Newark.
Yeah.
So we got these cool glasses.
I love a good beer glass.
Yeah, and I was besties with the bar manager at that time, so like I got all the free glassware.
Yeah. You didn't even have to steal it. They just gave it to you.
Right. He was like, how many cups do you want? I was like, one for me, one for Alec. Thanks.
Yeah, exactly. That's good.
So that's that.
Yeah. I'm going to say my ridiculous thing first because I already snapped it to you this morning, but I feel like it's funny to share on the pod. As you said, it's raining. It's the first time. Yeah. So this is when a lot of people know me as, I wouldn't say cheap, but like frugal, right? Like I am very I'm selective about the things I spend my money on. So one of the things that I don't really do that often is like get a car wash. Like I hate, it's not even the money, honestly. It's the process of like taking your car to the wash. You got to get out of the car. I hate staying in it. So like you got to get out. There's so many tier levels to choose from. Like I don't know which one to get. Like
wait, you get out even if they let you stay in?
Yeah.
Weird.
Because then like they do the vacuum and stuff.
Oh, I don't go where they vacuum it. Like I just sit in my car and go.
So that's what I mean. Am I being scammed? Like is that like a pet thing I'm paying? I don't know how car washes work.
So my dad used to go to one in Queens like all the time, like when my grandparents lived in Queens because it was like right near their house. And that one you had to get out of the car because they vacuumed the whole inside before then they sent it through the little thing and you watched it like in a room go through the thing. And then when I started dating Alec, that was the first time I ever went in a car. I ever sat in the car.
One of your many firsts.
Yeah, literally so many. That, the Rangers games.
Yeah, so I mean, my car, I took it up to Vermont this weekend. This is my last ski trip of the year. So the car was filthy. Like my car's great. It was white, like
Your
all
car
salt.
looked literally like, if I didn't know that you went skiing, I would think that pigeons just like had a literal field day on it.
I don't know why my car gets so filthy like that. I guess because like it's like a matte gray. So like
Yeah,
it
just
like it doesn't blend in at all. Like the white
no,
salt
you
just goes
see it.
completely just right
Right.
over it. Yeah, it does. It looks like somebody took white paint and it like fell down the sides of my car.
Right.
So of course, like I get home late Monday night. So I'm like, not gonna go for a wash then. Obviously, everything's closed. And then yesterday, Tuesday, I was, working and in my house all day, so it didn't move from my garage. So then this morning when I finally get up and out to go to the gym, I completely forgot my car looked like this. And I'm like, oh, this is really like embarrassing. Like, I mean, on one hand, it like kind of is like a flex. Like, yeah, I was like in the outdoors. Like, I'm an outdoorsy winter gal. Like, this is a winter car. But on the other hand, like you're driving through Hoboken and your car is just stuck with white salt everywhere. And I'm like, this is like kind of embarrassing. So anyway, so I saw the forecast. I was gonna go get a car wash after the gym. And then I saw the forecast that it was going to rain today. Pretty hard, not just like a drizzle. So I'm like, you know what? I'm cheap. I'm just going to park my car on the street and not put it in my garage. And as we speak, it's getting clean.
There you go.
But like, the only thing I wonder is like the salt probably doesn't like come off all the way. Like it might be bad for the car that I'm not like scrubbing it off. I don't know.
I would see what it looks like tomorrow, and
Yeah.
then if you still have to go, like if you could still see it after all of
Yeah.
this rain, then yes, I would say you need to go.
Yeah.
And get a car wash.
Because it's not going to snow anymore. So I feel like I'm past the point now, like where it's going to get dirty.
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can elaborate on this. Now, I don't really have a ridiculous thing, but I guess this is kind of ridiculous because in the same token, like, one, I forgot that you said that to me. Like, I really had to think hard about what the Snapchat you sent me this morning was. And then two, so I realized when I got out of my car, when I got home from work, that so I had like bird poop on my car, and of course it was like exactly on the handle, like where like your fingerless lock is and like everything. So I'm like trying to be conscientious of it, like not touch it for like the last 2 days that I've been in my car because I notice it, right? Like yesterday I went and I closed the door and I wasn't paying attention and I like locked the door and I was like, did I touch it? Like I thought I was gonna get bird flu. So I like come in and I'm like scrubbing my hands because I'm like, am I gonna get the bird flu? Like because I touched my car with the bird shit on it. So I just think it's funny that I thought I was gonna get the bird flu from my car.
Is that how it's transferred? I don't even know.
Don't even know. I think you have to touch the dead bird with the bird flu, which I would never do.
Right.
But also, I was scared, so I was like,
yeah.
I mean, obviously, also, like, I was washing my hands because that's disgusting. Like, who wants to touch that? But in my brain, like, it didn't go to, ew, that's gross. It went to, you're gonna get the bird flu and die.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I wouldn't like to touch it either, but I would like, did you take like a baby wipe and like bring it outside and fix it then? What'd you do?
No, because now it's raining.
Oh, right. Now it'll just go away. Right.
And it did go
On
away.
the other note about cars, this is just maybe like the whole I'm literally just a girl thing and I just don't know how to take care of cars. But I was driving up to Vermont with my cousin this weekend and I don't know how we started talking about it. We were talking about my windshield wipers. Oh, because my windshield wipers, once it started snowing, I had to put my windshield wipers on. And it was like my windshield wipers are loud. Like they're making like the horrible noises. And he's like, when's the last time you got these windshield wipers changed out? And I have to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever changed these windshield wipers.
But I feel like your car is not that old. Like,
it's 3 years old.
No, yeah, that's totally fine. Like,
I think you're supposed to change your windshield wipers like every like 6 months or something, like every season.
No
like, well,
way.
Not every season, but like at least once a year, like at the end of every winter, or like whatever.
Maybe.
I don't know, but he like said that to me, and I'm like, I have to be honest. I think these are the windshield wipers that came with the car.
The windshield wipers that come with the car are unbeatable though. Like once you change them, there's a noticeable difference.
Oh, I was told that they're like the shittiest ones. I was told that they're
really because
horrible.
I think they're amazing when you get like a new car and you have new windshield wipers. I love them. I actually got my windshield wipers replaced at my oil change at the dealer because it was like, oh, they'll give me the good ones.
Yeah, I also feel like I definitely don't get oil changes enough.
Tony, and that's easy. Like it literally says on your windshield when you're supposed to get
No,
them.
so the last 2 times, because I had, since I bought a new car.
Actually, your car alerts you.
Does it?
Your car doesn't say it's due for service.
I just think that since I have a new car, I've never had a new car. This is the first and only new car I've had. So they give you like a certain amount of free services. I think it's like the first 3 years or 5 years. I don't really remember. But they say like, oh, you're supposed to get an oil change either every 10,000 miles or every 6 months, something like that. I think.
No.
No shot. I'm going on over a year at least.
You haven't gotten, how many miles do you have on your car?
I just hit 15,000 on the way home from Vermont.
You need a fucking oil change.
No, I've had one before. I have had.
Oh, I thought you never had one.
No. I've definitely had one. No, my car would be like dead. No, I've had one before, but I think I've only had one, maybe 2, since I've gotten this car.
I think you're supposed to do them like every 5,000 miles on new cars.
Okay. Which really for me would have been like like once a year at this point for me.
Sure.
Because I do like 5,000 a year. I just hit 15 and this is year 3.
It's 3.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe just like schedule one to make sure.
Okay. Yeah.
Your car's
So yeah, that's me being a dumb girl. I don't know things about cars like that. So it's fine. I'm sure that it's fine. And it's getting a nice free car wash right now. And the windshield wipers.
If only I drove that little that I could forget when the last time
I feel like I've made a lot of long trips in this car since I've gotten it, but I guess not really.
But to and from Hoboken is 0.5 miles.
Yeah. I don't drive it for work, and that's why I don't really rack mileage, obviously.
Exactly.
So, all right.
Anyway, I feel like we have a lot of pop culture things to talk about again. Did you see that they're apparently remaking or they're doing a reboot of A Walk to Remember? And I don't know how you do a reboot of a movie that's just called a remake, but also why it's a cinematic masterpiece. There's no need for us to redo it. We don't need to sit through this torment. We all know what happens. Watch the original. Get over yourselves. Do not do this. That's all.
Despicable. I really hope it gets booted.
Canceled.
Like I hope
it needs to get canceled. Like
I need Mandy Moore to come out in public and be like, this is horrible. Don't even think about it.
Shane West, like all of them.
Yeah.
All of them.
Where's Nicholas Sparks? I guess he doesn't care because he's going to be getting paid for it.
Yeah, but like that would be like remaking The Notebook. Like, no.
I'm sure they're thinking of doing that too.
No, it was perfectly cast. Come up with new ideas, people. Come up with new ideas.
It's so hard to live in this day and age when nobody has original ideas anymore.
It's terrible.
Not in movies anyway. TV is still pretty unique, but I mean, they're doing a lot of reboots on TV.
Well, did you watch the Oscars or no? No, right?
I actually didn't. No. I watched the Wicked medley. I watched that. They're singing.
Okay.
I saw that they picked a very villainous song for the In Memoriam segment. I don't know what was going on there.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention to the In Memoriam because I was legitimately reading a book because I was so bored by that point. That I was like, okay, can we just get to the big awards again?
Isn't it ironic that I'm usually so obsessed with this Oscars, like I've been there twice, and now you're filling me in on what happened to that. Like what happened? Well,
yes, like Demi Moore didn't win, which was like surprising because she won the Golden Globe, obviously. But then I went and watched the trailer for the movie that like won everything. Anora? Yes, it looks very good.
Yeah, it does. I want to watch it.
Very interesting. I want to watch it. So. And that's not like my type of movie. Like I don't really like suspenseful things like that, but it looks good. So maybe I'll watch it. I feel like this was the first time that I was like, oh, I want to watch that movie and I want to watch that movie and I want to watch that movie. Because you really have zero interest in any of the movies. But Conclave looks interesting, and I think it looks interesting because we're about to get maybe a new pope.
Right.
Anora
it's very
looks
timely.
Interesting. Right. It looks very good. And I mean, like I said, it won all these things. So like, I want to watch it. And I do want to watch the Bob Dylan movie also, just because like biopics. Chalamet. Speaking of Chalamet, his yellow suit, everyone hated it. Unpopular opinion. I thought it was working for him.
I think that he could pull a lot off, honestly.
I think he's the only, like, if anybody else wore that, I think his complexion was literally perfect for it, that it just, like, worked.
I still can't, in my head, reconcile that he's dating Kylie Jenner. Like, I can't.
I get a jump scare every time. I'm like, wait, what? Like,
what do they talk about? I'm just, like, so confused.
But, like, could you imagine, like, I feel like Timothée Chalamet would be very fun, but could you imagine him, like, just hanging out with Stormy? Like, I can't.
Stormy.
No,
I can't. No, he looks super chill, like, down to earth, bro.
Right.
But also,
like, he's in there making peanut butter and jellies for Stormy? Like, what? Does she know how lucky she is? He's so cool. He's Willy Wonka. Like.
Yeah, well, that's creepy. I don't like Willy Wonka.
Yeah, you're, like, weird that you don't like Willy Wonka.
He was a creep.
I feel like it's a childhood staple. He's definitely odd, but, like.
No, he's not
I don't think
odd.
that Timothée Chalamet wasn't a scary Wonka.
I didn't see that one, but he didn't send, like, Willy Wonka sent children to their death in a factory, like, and he employed munchkins, like.
Okay, I understand, but it's still a classic movie. And
then he literally put Charlie in a balloon with the intent on, like, killing him.
He gave him his factory. What are you talking about?
He was very dangerous with his life. He was very frivolous with his life.
I mean, he was, but, like, I don't know. He's on a lot of drugs.
OSHA,
what do you want me to tell you?
OSHA would have a field day in the Willy Wonka chocolate factory. Just saying.
The man was just hopped up on, like, cocaine, chocolate all day long. Same difference.
Yeah. Probably both. Probably. He was confusing the cocoa plants.
Also, hold on, I do have some notes. The other outfits that I liked, Selena, A+, Demi Moore, also A+. Okay. The girl from Emilia Perez, Zoe Sand, whatever her name is. The one who won. She won the best supporting actress.
Zoe Saldana.
Yes, she, all I could see was the feather duster from Beauty and the Beast.
I have to go back and look at all this.
I liked it from, like, here up, and then as they zoomed out, I was like, oh, no. I was like, you're the feather duster.
Oh, I hate when people go crazy with the boas and the feathers. So stupid.
No, it wasn't even. It was just, like, poof. Like, it was just, like, a layered poof, and that's what it was reminding me of.
Oh,
like, it wasn't
okay.
poofy. I did like Ariana Grande's, even though it was large. I loved it.
Oh, that one like that?
Yeah, it was so Glinda. No, I loved it.
I didn't like that one. We have very different fashion tastes.
Always, Tony Ann.
I guess, yeah. Oh,
anyway, those were my only notes on that. Back to. Okay. Before we get on to Casey Anthony, because that's gonna be a rabbit hole, but did you see the video of the girls that watched Love Is Blind as if they were in the pods?
Yes,
and put the curtain over.
Genius. And I saw people like Netflix next season needs to just like make that a feature where like everybody
can watch it like blacked out.
Yeah, like literally just a black screen, and you could choose like if you want to do it from the girl or the guy's perspective. So like
that would be amazing.
You could see the girls but not the guys, or like vice versa. You know.
See, this would spice it up to make it more enticing.
Yeah, and like they've done like Netflix has done things like Black Mirror, like the choose your own adventure thing. Like they've done interactive, experimental things like that. So I feel like they could easily do that somehow with Love Is Blind.
I think it would be so cool. I thought it was hilarious that they did this. I was like, wow, I love this idea. I also love how they needed like the bottom of the screen
subtitles.
So they could still go to the next like episode.
Well, they needed to be able to see the subtitles still.
Oh, I didn't know they had subtitles on.
Yeah, exactly.
But
I
thought it was hilarious. Also,
should we do that next season?
Maybe. Maybe so we watch it, because this is what happened. Over the weekend, I tell Alec, I'm watching Love Is Blind without you. He goes, why? I'm like, because you are holding me back. And he's like, no, don't do that. Last night, I decided you are still holding me back. We're still on episode 1. You have zero interest, even though you tell me to wait for you. So I am watching this on my own. And I still only made it to the middle of episode 2. But it was late at that point, and I was tired. And I was like, okay, now I can watch this on my own accord. Because
I think you have, they're dropping new episodes Friday again. So the rest of the episodes.
All right, so I'll try to watch a lot tomorrow.
So honestly, as as long as you're caught up before the reunion, which is probably going to be sometime like March 21st or something like that. Like,
yeah, that's my goal. My goal is
Yeah.
to get caught up faster
right.
than the last time because I'm invested, and this time I'm seeing spoilers, and you were just like blowing up everything, and I'm like, I can't.
When? Where? Oh, on Twitter. Oh.
Your Snapchat. I'm like, I can't watch any of this because she's just like out here
Well,
saying
Snapchat,
things.
I try not to be super spoilery on Snapchat because I don't know where people are. But Twitter's like fair game. I'm sorry.
Okay, but Twitter, I was getting notifications because you were tweeting, and it knows that I interact with you.
You're stalking
So,
me?
like,
You're subscribed to my comment, my tweets?
It literally popped up in my notifications. Like, randomly, it'll pop up, like, because I think, like, it hears me talking, so then you tweeted about it, so then it was like, oh, look, Tony Ann posted this. And I'm like, no.
I also haven't posted on Twitter that often anymore, so
that's
I feel like
probably
maybe
why
it's
it
telling
notified
you, like,
me, too.
oh, Tony Ann posted for the first time in a while, and it was, like, 4 different Love is Blind tweets.
Yeah, so anyway, that was my thoughts on that.
Okay.
And that's all I have. Please tell me about Casey Anthony on TikTok, because that pisses me off.
Yeah, so and how quickly news moves, because I put that note in yesterday when I discovered it and I was floored. So all of a sudden I'm scrolling TikTok, and I know you didn't hear about this because you don't have TikTok. So
no, I did hear about it.
Oh, you did?
I saw it somewhere that she was like on TikTok, and then I saw you put it, or I saw something about Casey Anthony. Then I saw you put in the note Casey Anthony on TikTok, and I was like, is this bitch for real? And then other people started like sharing it on Instagram, and they were like, or I saw somebody actually post on Facebook. It was like a side by side of like her on trial and her TikTok, and the guy was like, do not follow this person.
No.
Do not make her famous, because none of you even were old enough to know what went on when it went on. So here's the story.
No, so basically she joined TikTok, and I like didn't see her in my feed. Basically, like, I saw somebody stitch like her video. It was like her for 2 seconds, like, hi, I'm Casey Anthony, and then it like cuts into like a person go, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, literally, like, so annoyed, like what are you
literally
doing?
Why are you here?
Like, why are you here? So she made a video saying that she has been in the legal field since 2011, and she is a legal advocate for people. This is what she's doing now. Meanwhile, it's not like she's like past the bar. She thinks that her legal experience is going through trial. Like, that's how she thinks she has legal experience. Like, being accused of murdering your child does not give you legal experience.
I'm dying on the inside.
So she's on TikTok as a legal advocate, like trying to like make a business, almost like a platform, which is actually also kind of like what OJ Simpson did a little bit. But it's just the fact that like it's her, like she's like whatever, like it's worse than OJ. So like, yeah, I mean, they both got away with murder, but like hers was of a child, so obviously it's a little bit more heavy-handed. But and it just
also, it didn't take them days to find the body. Like,
right.
Don't even get me started on her trial.
She was absolutely eviscerated. I have faith back in our generations, because while I, for a brief second, was a little scared that like all the Gen Z, Gen Alpha people were going to be like, well, let's see what she's got to say. Like, no, everyone was like, get the fuck off TikTok. What are you doing here? All of her comments, she ended up shutting off her comments because she can't take it. And they were all like, you're not the famous person. Your daughter's the famous name. Get the hell off this app. How dare you? Like, all this shit. Like, and she eventually made a follow-up that was like, the first video was like of her talking about what she's trying to do for like legal advocacy. And then the second video was just a text, and it was like about how you know, everyone's supposed to be having their faith in the legal system, and I was named innocent, so I don't know why people are still getting to me, like all this shit.
Named innocent because you made it like her father did all of these things wrong, and you
I know. And then and I'm saying like also, now I lost my train of thought. She was like saying
I'm getting really fired up.
I know, she was like, she was presumed innocent or something like that. And oh God, now I lost my train of thought.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I'm sure it'll come back to me.
Also, the only reason why you were found innocent was because the death penalty was on there, and they probably weren't confident enough to kill you, but they knew that you did it.
Yeah.
That's all.
But all I'm just saying is like, oh, this is what I was going to say. So she made one of those text ones, still got completely annihilated, made a second follow-up text one that was like even more like, I shut off my comments and I'm actually leaving this app because I've learned that nobody has space for me yet. And
never. Nobody has space for you.
Not once.
Ever.
It just goes to prove like not once in there did she say anything about her daughter. Like it's still all about her. Like
because she did it.
Mm-hmm.
You have zero remorse. If you had remorse or you didn't do it, you would spend every single day of your life trying to prove that you did not do this.
And whether or not you killed your daughter or not, okay, let's just say she didn't, okay? You still waited like 12 days to report this child as missing, something like that.
I thought it was like 30.
Maybe it was that. Maybe it was even longer. Yeah. I just honestly, like, I need to go find her TikTok.
Disgusting. Also, well, my thing was going to be, when was she on trial? Because she's been a legal advocate since 2011. I think
like 2007 is maybe when it happened.
No, we were in college. We were at FDU. We watched these during orientation leader training.
So maybe 2009. Let's see.
No, I was an orientation leader already, so we had to be upperclassmen. I want to say it was like summer.
Well, that's when her trial was, but when did the crime happen is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, but how would she be a legal advocate while she's on trial is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so she said, okay, she said she's a legal advocate for the LGBTQ community and women's rights. Okay. Like what? And also I think she already took it down, unfortunately. But like every news outlet is like, why is she back? Like, what is she doing? Why are you reemerging? What's wrong with you? And yeah, I'm glad that she already learned that this is not a place where she's going to thrive and she should just stay off social. Like, you did what you wanted to do. You left the public eye. You went and lived wherever the hell you lived, somewhere in Florida, I assume, and like started a new life for yourself. Why are you now trying to like reemerge? Everybody hates you. I don't know, but she is out of control.
Haley was killed in 2008, and she was missing for 31 days. I knew it was
31 days, a whole month. So even if you didn't kill her, you're still a negligent mother.
So then, and her trial was July of 2011. So that was like our freshman into sophomore year. Yeah. But we were at school watching it. Like we were all like.
Yes, I realized the trials were definitely when we were in school. I just couldn't remember. Yeah,
or it started in like July and then it like was going on while school like started. Crazy.
I remember the day that like I remember the day her conviction came out, or her non-conviction came out.
Yes, I remember. I feel like we were all like watching it. Like the whole school was like crazy about it.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's just wild. It's sick that this woman gets to like, again, I think if the death penalty was not on that case, I think she would have been guilty. I still think that that's the only reason why they said she was innocent, because I feel like they thought she did it, but not enough to like put her on death row.
Yeah, but she deserved it. She should have been.
Well, we weren't on the jury, so.
Right. Unfortunately.
Right. So that's that. Anyway.
Oh, speaking of jury stuff, Luigi, did you see now? Luigi Mangione.
Oh, I'm like,
all of a sudden now it's coming out that he has like 20 high quality sex tapes. This man continues to just grow his fan base.
Obviously, there's something wrong with it.
But like the fact that the news is reporting it as high quality, like they're not calling him.
He had a pornography film crew, and they're A+.
Like, the press is not doing a good job of making us like think he's a villain.
It look worse. I know.
Oh my God. Anyway, that was just a side note I just thought of. Like, he's on trial now.
Also, I feel like they're not even trying to make him look quote unquote better, but everybody's eating it up.
He's like showing up to court in like Gucci sweaters every day. Like the man literally.
How is he getting Gucci in jail? Like,
I don't know. He must have he's got a good GoFundMe legal fund going from all the internet, I guess. Mm.
Insane.
All right. Anyway, that was our true crime legal talk of the day.
We're true crimes now. What is in the true crime category?
Dun dun.
Oh, wait, actually, more true crime. While I was getting my blowout, the girl who did my blowout is not the girl who normally does my hair. She does my mom's hair. But she was like, did you hear that Diddy's lawyer dropped him? Yeah. I was like, no. I was like, wait, I feel like I did, but I didn't. She goes, this man was Osama bin Laden, terrorist, his lawyer, but he dropped P. Diddy. So let me know how you can morally defend Osama bin Laden, the terrorist, but you can't.
You know what? You know why? P. Diddy. I'll tell you exactly why. Not that I'm a lawyer, but I feel like Osama bin Laden, like, once they caught him, okay. Are you talking about Saddam Hussein? Because we killed Osama bin Laden.
No, well, I don't know. She said Osama bin Laden, so maybe he was his lawyer before he was found. I don't know.
Oh, that's kind of weird. But anyway,
I don't know.
Whether it be Osama bin Laden or Saddam Hussein, whoever it rather be, they,
both are terrible.
Once they got caught, I'm sure they were like, I mean, I did these things, like the problem is Diddy is so shady that he keeps probably lying to the lawyer. And so
I'll tell you what she told me when we are not on air and can't be sued by Diddy.
You think Diddy's gonna sue our podcast?
Well, I mean, you say outlandish things about people listening to this podcast, so like, who knows what he's doing? He's in jail. He's got a lot of time on his hands.
Federal, correctional facility right now, listening to Being Friends with Jess and Tony-Ann.
Maybe he just like types in his name and it like pops up with everybody that's talking about him. I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised. He's got minions everywhere.
Where is he in jail, by the way? They moved him from Rikers. He is in Rikers? No.
Is Rikers in Brooklyn? I thought he was in Brooklyn.
Are they both in? Is him and Luigi in the same jail?
Oh my God, you and Luigi.
It is the same jail.
There you go.
Maybe they're best friends now. MDC Brooklyn Special Housing Unit. Okay, so they're not at Rikers.
No, Rikers is an island. Rikers is not in Brooklyn.
I know that. Yeah, but it could be part of Brooklyn. I don't know. I think it's part of the Bronx. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't think it is.
But
haven't you watched SVU and like
there's somebody
it comes up Rikers Island?
Maybe it was Mike the Situation. Somebody famous had to stay upstate somewhere at the Washington Correctional Facility or something like that.
No, Mike the Situation was like in like Otis.
Oh, Otisville. You're right. You're right. Okay. I don't know who stayed at Washington Correctional Facility. It was some
Why do I know what jail is?
I know. It was some famous person, but I just realized that I pass the Washington Correctional Facility every time I go to Vermont. There was always like when it's at night, I see like all these lights lit up, and at first I thought it was like a night ski mountain. And then I like look on Google Maps and it said Washington Correctional Facility. I was like, "Oh my God, that's a jail?"
There was a jail like how I used to go to Alex's house when he lived in New York, and there was like a jail right before I would get off like his exit, and I don't think I knew it was a jail at first, and then like we were in the car together one time. I'm like, "What is that?" He's like, "A jail." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, there's also a jail like right off 78 or 80 or something like that. I feel like.
Oh yeah, it's got like windows this big.
Yeah. I don't know why, and I lived Staten Island has had a jail forever. It's now a Netflix studio. It's not a jail anymore. But it's not like I haven't seen a jail before. It's just, I guess, like, I don't think about
I know, but
them.
I feel like when you see them in the wild, you're like, oh my God, it's a jail.
Right. You're like, I don't know where, like, there's just a jail. And there's just, like, people living there, like, playing basketball and, like, trading cigarettes. I watch a lot of movies.
I think that's why it's like, oh my God, like, people are in there. Like,
yeah. I hope they're not looking at my car right now, plotting their escape.
Right.
As I drive past it.
Did I tell you about when we drove through Oklahoma on our on our road trip, and there was a sign, and it was like, "Beware of hitchhikers, maybe escaped prisoners."
No, they have to put that legally, like a certain amount of distance from prisons.
Oh, really? I've never seen that sign before. We were like, do they have a lot of escaped, like, prisoners here? Should we be
Well,
worried?
because it's probably the only main road in town.
Maybe. I don't know.
Also,
I do
it's
have to say the
2025.
Oklahoma homes were very gorgeous. A lot of property. But then I saw on the news yesterday there was like a really bad tornado. I was like, see, that's why we can't live in Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah, no, there's a lot of bad tornadoes. And it's like early for tornadoes. It's not really tornado season yet.
No, thank you.
We're not going to talk about it. We're not going to talk about it.
We know that they're the bane of my existence.
What else?
Well, we don't really have Mets news. The only news that we have is that Candelita has left us. Jose is officially gone. He is going to the Padres, which I'm not happy about.
On a minor league deal, though, so he might not even be in the majors.
Oh, I didn't know it was a minor league deal.
Yeah.
Okay. Feel a little better.
He'll probably get called up, like, if somebody gets hurt or something.
Right, but, like, why couldn't he go to the Brooklyn Cyclones?
He didn't want a Mets minor league deal. I don't know.
I know, but, like, sad face.
The 2024 Mets will always have, oh my God.
I know,
he came out with a new song, I heard.
Yeah, but now we're not going to get it. The freaking Padres are.
Also, like, his next song was probably not going to be half as good as the hype of oh my God.
No, because now you're expecting it. It has to live up to it. It has to live up to the spontaneity.
And we think of it with nostalgia.
But it was like this it was this, I can't say it, the spontaneousness of it all.
Yeah, it was all the things working all together in tandem.
Right, like everything just
what it was
like, and it's over, and I'm not going to be okay until like it starts again, and then I'll be okay, but I'm not okay right now.
Like the first time we play the Padres, if he's on the other bench and then I see them all like hugging him, that's when I'm going to be like, so sad.
I can't. I just cannot. Wow.
Jose, anyway, you will be missed.
We will miss him a lot. Other than that, nothing to really report. Mets wise, nothing else is going on. I mean, it's spring training, so we don't have a lot to talk about yet. But
almost there, though. We got 3 weeks till opening day.
Yeah, thank God. So
thank God.
That's all she wrote, I think.
Oh, did you see that? The Giants might get Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, and then he'll go there and he'll be freaking good. Don't even. Don't even.
Like, I just like take solace in the fact that the Giants are just as lost as the Jets because they're all just like trying to figure shit out and nothing works.
Right. Like, meanwhile,
and we let Devontae Adams go.
Where's Kirk Cousins at? Oh, we let go of him already?
Yeah, today. So the whole 2024 experiment is done with.
Done. Sorry, I'm like looking at my part and I'm like, what is happening with this hair? Yeah, I don't. It was a terrible experiment. It was just terrible. Like, sorry. If you take on a Hall of Fame quarterback and you still can't win games, there's a problem within. There's a problem with ownership. There's a problem with a lot of things other than the players on the field. So maybe we figure that out.
Yeah, his injury aside, because obviously that was a big. We don't know what last season could have been if he was healthy. But
right. But also he wasn't like. It wasn't like I mean he was like trash in terms of himself, but like if you look at his numbers, they don't look as bad as it felt going through it.
No, he was pretty average. Like he had similar numbers to other quarterbacks who did just fine.
So if we had better coaching, it'd be a whole different ballgame.
The organization is sick from within.
We need an Uncle Stevie over there. Is what we
need. We need an Uncle Stevie. Woody's got to go.
Yeah.
I mean, his name is Woody for crying out loud. Sorry, bro.
Did you hear, though, that, like, part of, like, him leaving, or, like, if they wanted him to stay, they wanted him to not go on the Pat McAfee show? Like, you think that's the problem, Aaron going on the Pat McAfee show?
Oh, because he's too opinionated. He doesn't like how much they talk.
Okay, but that's not a problem. The problem is that we can't win a game. Like, that's not taking away from anything. So,
Travis Kelce went on the Pat McAfee show and announced he was coming back. So, like, it's a very big platform in the football world now.
Right. So, like, yeah, just let them do their thing. I mean, Aaron Rodgers was on it, like, every other week, though. So, like, he's definitely, like, guy, are you, like, trying out retirement, like, things? Or what are you doing?
No, Pat McAfee just loved having him on because he would always say something completely ridiculous. And it was good clicks.
Exactly. That's
So he
true.
had no reason not to keep inviting him back.
This is a good point. A very good point. But yeah. So anyway, do you have anything else?
I don't think so. I think that what do we have coming up down the pike? Next week we're gonna see what we come up with. Week after that, at least we have St. Patrick's Day, so maybe we'll have some shenanigans from that. We'll see.
Maybe. Yeah.
And then before you know it, baseball will be here. But my March is pretty boring right now. I'm gonna be honest with you.
My April is like filled to no end. Like every single weekend in April is like taken. It's psychotic.
Just gonna remind you that there's one thing in April you should be leaving time for. But
yes, don't worry. The 18th and 19th, I don't have plans. Relax.
Well, it's Easter. That's the only thing that freaking sucks.
Well, Easter is on Sunday.
Oh, true. So,
did Easter change all of a sudden?
April 18th, which is my birthday. The Mets are having some kind of cool theme night, and they're doing a Brandon Nimmo hoodie jersey giveaway. That could be potential if it's not frigid. We'll see.
Okay, well, I'm gonna need you to like give me ample time to plan for that.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's an idea.
By ample time, I mean like at least 2 weeks, so I can figure out.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be an idea. We're gonna have to see, what the weather's looking like. If it's still too cold, I'm not gonna want to bother. We're gonna have to see what it looks like. Spring looks like it's finally sprung.
May I remind you that we wore like freaking hats, multiple shirts, jackets. The one year that we went to your birthday and it was freezing cold.
Well, we've gone to a lot of my birthdays, and yes, most years they were cold. So
not the year that we got on the Jumbotron. That year wasn't cold. It was gorgeous.
And I played the Cups game. Never forget.
And then you put the nacho bowl on your head.
Yes, I love that picture. That was a great birthday.
It was a good birthday.
Yes, I know. No, I'm winding down my birthday celebrations. Like 33 is not going to be like a big one. I mean, like I don't think I did much last year either, but like I feel like even less so this year. Like,
no, last year we just like it was like literally last minute, and we just went to dinner.
Yeah, like it was like barely a night out. I just like
we were more excited about the Taylor Swift.
Yeah, like I was just more excited that Taylor Swift was dropping an album. Like that was all I cared about.
That was your gift.
I know. So Taylor, like Reputation TV, like April 18th, maybe. Like let's see. It'll be a year since TTPD.
Yeah.
So no, she likes to celebrate anniversaries. She's not going to release it on the anniversary. Whatever.
She can announce it on an anniversary.
I don't know. We'll see what she's up to. She's been very under the radar. Her and Trav have been enjoying some off-season bliss without any media interruption. So I'm happy for them.
As they deserve.
I'm happy for them. They're definitely like on a private island somewhere, like completely separated from the world right now.
As they deserve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's it. I don't have anything else. What about you?
I don't either.
All right.
Alrighty. Well, thanks for being our friend.
Yes. Thank you. And see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye.
Hi, friends. Wow, you listened to the whole thing. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to subscribe on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform and share it with your friends. Ratings, reviews, and comments help as well. See you next week. Thanks for being our friend.